Hello and welcome to Minigame Monday. It is Monday, July 28th, 2025, and this week we're going to be doing a crossword puzzle from the games listed for January 2025 Protospiel Online that included bingo matching information. So they give me a little something to hook onto and make some trivia-esque clues for the puzzles. So let's, first of all, let me give you the heads up that Protospiel Online is now right around the corner. The next one will be August 22nd through 24th. I'll show that in the pop-up. And so badge sales opened kind of quietly at the end of last week, and I'll be announcing it more loudly really after I get done with Minigame Monday. That's my next thing to do on this Monday. And we're looking forward to having a great turnout after we've just finished Panel Spiel online and gotten some more people into our community through that info sharing. So looking forward to Protospiel August, and these puzzles that I'm doing now, I'm getting to the end of the January puzzles, then I'll be doing the May puzzles. People who come in August, eventually probably around the time of 2026 coming along for us, I will be doing puzzles made out of titles brought to this August event. And right now I'm doing titles brought to January 2025. So let's go ahead and switch over to the puzzle. I'll get you the link to play the puzzle or share it with your friends, especially if your game is featured in it. Could be good to share with your friends and celebrate that. I'll put that down here. And I'm watching the chat, and feel free to say hi or help me with the clues if I'm getting stuck. I mean, I made this puzzle, but I made it now several months ago. So let's see how I do. The goal is to keep these streams to about 30 minutes. And this one is full of links to because these are all things that were listed on our website. Not a requirement to play test at Protospiel Online, but it is a good way to give people a heads up what you're planning to bring and let them look out for you in looking for a game if they're interested in your title. Okay, so I've set these up as something that highlights or relates to a published game. I picked a published game that it had something in common with, and these things could be things that are on the bingo card that people can add to their prototype listing, which is not required. It's not required to list a prototype, and it's also not required to add bingo matching details, which are things like mechanics, theme, format, things about the designer, and components that are in the game. So these usually I rarely pick. I can just kind of hint. Well, you can kind of see I say theme or mechanic at the end here. Generally, those are the two that I lean into to find things that are in common with, and also format. Not as much part or component, but sometimes I do that, as you can see with that one. So I'm going to go start from the top and move down, and I'll hold off on opening these links until I need a clue, because I'll be able to get the answer by looking at the bingo matching list of words. It will be a word that's in that section. Hi, Derwent. Thanks for joining me. Or wait. No, you're a board game bard. I just glanced over at Twitch, and Derwent always uses "Hey guys," so I thought you were Derwent, but thank you for joining me. And yes, it looks like a waving person on Twitch, but because I'm in my studio, it does not understand Twitch emoji language. So you get the name of the emoji when I show it on Restream. Thanks for joining me. Yeah. All right. So people live here. I actually can't remember very much about this game. I think this one might, and by the way, this is how things were presented in January 2025. Things change about games, especially titles. With prototypes, a lot of times you have a working title or the theme changes before somebody's done working on it. So the name might change. I have a sense that this one might have had a name change, but this one's from Nick Schrag. It's a 2-player asymmetric cooperative game about recovering from the American suburban experiment. Community and local government must work together to build a sustainable city. Okay, so that and Istanbul Mechanic. Istanbul is, and it's a long phrase. These are not necessarily words either. Sometimes they're multiple words, like pick up and deliver or something like that is more than one word if it's a mechanic. Istanbul is known for being sort of a race game. Like it's been a long time now, I realize, since I played it, but you're collecting gems by doing different things, and you're racing to have, hello, Corathane. I feel like I recognize your avatar, and I'm having a hard time tying you to the person in Discord. But thank you for joining me. Yeah, Istanbul. There's lots of different things you can do to earn the gems. People live here. Looks like it involves tile laying. Istanbul is you play it on a randomized board made of tiles, but you don't lay them. It's like the point of the game is not putting them down. You're moving around on them. I need a hint here. Mechanics, action points, pick up and deliver, and tiling. I said pick up and deliver, like I had a premonition. It's probably pick up and deliver. Oops, it's not typing for me. Wonder what that's about. It's working now? Okay. Does that fit? Yep. Is Istanbul pick up and deliver? That's interesting. It's true. It's been like years since I've played it now. It's amazing how fast time goes by. It feels like I've played it recently, but I bet if I looked in my tracker app, it's been like 5 years or more. High Plains Grifter and Lost Cities Mechanic. I have played High Plains Grifter once. Play tested it. And Lost Cities is a card game, 2-player card game. Both of them are card-based. Set collection is something you're doing in Lost Cities, but I think this is too short for set collection. COLLECT. Maybe it's set collection. Does that fit? Yeah, it does fit. Okay. I'm trying to remember. It's also been a long time since I've played High Plains Grifter. Might have been even before January 2025, though I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm going to give myself a reminder of what that game is about. You want to earn the most money by wagering mining claims on games of cards in the Old West. Okay, yeah. It's an auction game where all money is not equal and you might not get what you thought you were buying. Interesting. This one might, I might have played it really early before it had come into this version of itself. I think I played it before January. I'm going to go with that. I'm not holding super tightly to it, but if this ends up fitting, I'll believe it. It's so funny. I made this puzzle and I can't even remember. Enough time goes by. My brain is full of enough stuff pulling me different directions. I don't remember. So Domino City and Quadropolis theme. Yeah, that would be city building. And that works. So I think Domino City is from Derwent, who likes to say "Hey guys" with the emoji. And it's a domino stacking game where being the top domino is, and rules about where you can put the dominoes, similar to domino, end-to-end placement rules, but it's going up, which is an interesting spin on it. Okay. Kingdom or Bust is also from Derwent. And also something that's some of his domino. He's been doing a lot of experiments with dominoes. I think it was a game crafter contest that inspired this exploration for him. Horrified mechanic. Horrified is a cooperative game which you're moving around. You're moving players around the board, trying to keep them away from the monsters. Kingdom or Bust is sort of you're pushing the battle line forward. I think you start in the middle and you have like 3 lanes to do your domino contests, and then you're trying to push to the back edge of your opponent's board. So doesn't seem very much like Horrified to me. It's not a cooperative game. Let's see what it says here. You wager by placing dominoes in this light tug-of-war strategy game. Blackjack style play. Push your opponent back to their castle, like I was saying. Mechanics. Action points, area control, pressure luck. I've played Horrified only 1 or 2 times, and it also has been over 5 years since I remember where I was the last time I played it, and that place is closed, so it was many years ago. I feel like there might be... Oh, it's not unique, is it? Something unique? 7? I don't think I would have said unique mechanic. It would be a shorter word. Pressure luck. Horrified is not a tile laying game. Pressyour. It's not pressure luck. Is it area control? That's an interesting way to describe Horrified. Areacontrol. No. I've stumped myself. I also could, I can tell you when I made these puzzles, I go with BGG or Board Game Geek listing for games that I publish, games that I compare these to. Part of what I'm having fun with is like, these are 2 really different games actually, but there are all kinds of interesting connections in board game mechanisms, themes, feels of games, like different parts of the experience of playing a game. Action points, maybe? Now, action points, that seems like something Horrified would have, because kind of like Pandemic has, you can do so-and-so moves, and there are a variety of things you can do. I think that that's something that happens in Horrified. So it's action points. Sweet. So, okay, on to Prohibition and Detective City of Angels. And that is one of them. You might be able to see it over my shoulder there. That I've played a lot of Detective City of Angels. We played it the kind of the solo / cooperative way, my husband and I. It's got a lot of different stories, and you can only play each one once. The theme, yeah. Prohibition is like also themed in, first half of 1900s in America, which Detective City of Angels is like not the exact same era. I think it's more like the 40s, where Prohibition would be the 30s. So 10 across theme. Ooh, it's a short word. Crime. Yeah. That's it. You can kind of tell it just by the title, even if you didn't know how that game was played. All right. The Most Insignificant Office and Scout format. I believe Most Insignificant Office is a game where you're trying to become the vice president or like second in command or something like that. Or it's a sort of like come in second place sort of mechanically type thing. And Scout is a card game. And I think Most Insignificant Office is a card game. I haven't playtested it myself, but I've read its description a few times. Card game. I think that's right. Okay, so Soccer 54 and Die 7 Sigil mechanic. So this game makes me think of Stephen Bonacore because he likes to call that Die Steven Seagal. But I believe it's German for the 7 seals or the 7 sigils or something like that. And it's a trick-taking game. And Soccer 54 is a obviously soccer-themed, sports-themed trick-taking. Well, Trick. Oh, that's not long enough to be trick-taking. Oh, bidding. BIDDING. I think you might bid in. Interesting. I think you might bid for the tricks you can take in Die 7 Sigil. Challenge for possession to move your soccer ball up and down a 3x3 field in order to get the best shot on a goal. To 45-minute halves. I don't think you actually play for 45 minutes each half. But bidding, yeah. Auction/bidding. I think it might be bidding that might fit here. Yeah. Trick taking often has bidding. It's not required to. Hands and the Fox in the Forest mechanic. So I think Hands also is a card game. It might be Fox in the Forest is a trick-taking game for 2 players, which is rare. Usually trick-taking takes more people. Trick-taking. Oops. Yep, that one fits. Let's see, Cozy Kitchen and Concordia mechanic. So I know Cozy Kitchen is a game from Emily Vincent, but I haven't tried it myself yet. And I think it also has been, it's a feeling Emily is going for, not hooked on a particular mechanic. And so it's very possible that it's been a very different game, different times that it's come to the event, or just different times that it's been around and being play tested if you've seen it somewhere else too. Concordia is really famous for, or I think of it as a prime example of a hand management game, meaning that I have my cards in my hand or my actions. When I say hand management, I think of that, but I think there might even be a more specific name for it. So let's see. Where the cards in my hand are actions, which I can play, and I don't get them back until I play the card. That is, the action is retrieve my cards. That almost might be a hand management might be the family, and that's an even more specific type of hand management. But 19 across. I feel like hand management is a long phrase, so let's see. It fits. Let's check and see if that is listed as it was listed in January as one of the mechanics included. Yeah, it is. I think that's the one. I have updated the bingo list of mechanics and such too to include like 20 more mechanics, themes, and formats. Starting in May, I did that. So the next set of puzzles we'll see, we'll be looking closely at the things that were posted for May and see if we branched out to more specific names for things and things like that. Immunity and Oceans theme. So Immunity is a game about the immune system, a cooperative game from David Kessler. And I haven't played it, but I've seen a pitch for it and such. And it's a pretty neat... it's a pretty fancy prototype because it involves moving like a board that twists in places. Both physical prototype and digital prototype would be tricky to make in different ways, and both have been possible for David. And Oceans is science, I would imagine, like biology or science themed. So is biology an option? Yeah, no, that's too short. Science. What would be the word for what those two have in common? And of course, it's only things that are even choosable. Like the things that are on the bingo card. So it's a drop down. Like you can't write anything you want as a mechanic. When you list your prototype, you pick from a drop down, which are the things that I know are going to be available on the bingo card. And trying to offer a good variety of the things people would be bringing theme-wise and such. So I'm trying to even remember what biology, health-related theme names. Science. Certainly not science fiction. Nature. But that's too short of a word as well. I know nature is a possible theme. I'm going to have to look. You thought area control for which one? For this one that I'm working on or one before? Let me see. I'll put the puzzle link back up while I'm looking and thinking about it. Fighting infections in the human body using blood cells. And the bloodstream circulates. 21 across. You thought area control. I'll get back to that. Let me see what themes are listed. Educational and nature. Okay, got it. 21 across. Oh, but it's a theme. So it's not going to be a mechanic on this one that it has in common. Educational. That fits. Okay. Phew. Scrapbots and Mission Red Planet. So Mission Red Planet also kind of... Wait. No. You have... I think you cannot... Can you even retrieve your operatives? You have operatives that are a different number that are going into the spaceship to go to Mars. And it's kind of steampunky. Been a long time since I played this one too. And I believe like the lower the number, the earlier they go, and the earlier they get to choose which rocket ship they go into or something like that. So it's a little bit... Oh, look at this. I didn't write. This is a mistake. They have something in common. Is it theme or mechanic? I meant for it to say that there. I might fix it in the puzzle after this. It's interesting. That's like hard mode, right? I could make the hard mode version of this crossword puzzle by not saying whether it's mechanic, theme, or format or part. Is it 22 across? Does steampunk fit? Might be theme. Let's see if Scrapbots is explicitly listed as a steampunk theme. Yes, I think that must be the one. Okay, Capybara Crush is the last one across, and Sea Salt and Paper Mechanic. Sea Salt and Paper is a card game. How funny. I kind of can't remember. Once again, you play so many games, right? This one I have played more recently, probably in the last 2 years. It's not a very old game, Sea Salt and Paper. It's a fun game with all the art is like origami or paper art, photographs of it. Or certainly it looks like photographs of it. I mean, there's scoring points based on the cards you collect, set collection. We already said set collection, though. I do think there's some pressure luck in it, too. But let's see what Capybara Crush says. This one I haven't play tested. This is from Dylan Coyle and Charming Games Collective. And I'm not sure. They also made Otter and Park Life with a cute hedgehog. So they're kind of, going with cute animal card games, or like cute animal as a central part of the imagery of it anyway, whether it's a central part of the theme and mechanic. Or just kind of there for the ride. Sometimes the park life version that I ended up getting from Kickstarter is the human version, with humans enjoying the park, but it's in a stuffed hedgehog. It's very cute. It's like, a zipper pouch that holds the box. It's a hedgehog. It's fun. Drafting maybe would fit there. I don't think. Is there drafting in Sea Salt and Paper? It fits. That doesn't feel like what you do in that game to me. It seems like you flip a card up and you take it or don't. But I guess in a very simple way, that could be considered drafting. I don't know. Drafting? Would anything else fit there? Nah. Or unless it's unique. A 6-letter word. No, I think it's drafting. Wow. I don't know if it's just a stretch to call whatever happens in Sea Salt and Paper drafting, or if you agree with me. Maybe, have you played Sea Salt and Paper to know in what sense you're drafting in that game? I just don't remember anything like a card market or whatever that I was picking from the last time I played it. I guess it has been 2 years or so since I played it already. Time goes by so fast. So Community Park and Shadows over Camelot format. I know Shadows over Camelot can have a traitor. Which is social deduction, but I'm pretty sure educational is correct, since I checked. I did the hint and looked at the listing, and it makes a lot of sense as an immunity theme. So it ends in an E. Social deduction wouldn't end in an E. You've played it. What do you say? It's not like a Magic the Gathering draft, but you can select from 2 discards or pull blind. So, like, technically that's drafting. So there are 2 discards. I only really remember one, but I guess I'm just kind of blanking on that. So I remember there was a face-up discard, but I guess there's 2 discard piles that you can choose. Like, when you discard, maybe you can choose which one you put it on. That sounds kind of familiar now. Like, you could like block somebody from being able to draft. You might shoot like where you discard as part of the choices when you're playing Sea Salt and Paper. Sounds familiar, or like I vaguely remember that. Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of drafting, right? But I don't Yeah, I guess the 2 discard piles is just enough to make it drafting. If there was just 1 discard pile and 1 face down, I suppose that's technically draft because you have 2 options, but it's kind of weak. Weak sauce draft. Not enough choices. Know what I'm getting or don't know what I'm getting. Anyway. No, it wouldn't be social deduction because that would end in an N. Semi-cooperative? No. Oh yeah, IVE. Semi-cooperative. I think that's correct because no, E-M-I. Yeah. I feel proud of myself that I thought of that. Tiv. T-I-V-E. There we go. Oh my goodness. When you make a mistake, it gets so hard to fix it because it skips for you to the next blank one when you're trying to type. T-I-V-E. T-I-V-E. There we go. Yeah, because you may or may not have a trader. You may so it could I don't know why that's a U. Okay. It could be that you're all cooperating or maybe not. Oh, did I spell that wrong? Oh yeah, I did, but I found it. I found it too. Thank you. Okay. And Parterre and Harmony's theme. Parterre is like you're building I have play tested this one. I think I play tested it in May instead of January, so they brought it again. But it's about building a planter, putting flowers in a planter, and Harmonies is it's very abstracted, but it's about putting animals in habitats, I guess. Like your cards are animals. You're mostly putting like rocks and grass and field wood blocks onto your hex grid, and then putting cubes on top of them to denote like animals filling, I guess, that filling that habitat. So it's probably nature. Where's 4 down? Yeah. Nature. There we go. Cutting Flowers and Obsession format. I know Cutting Flowers is a card game about Victorian flower insults, like using bouquets. Bouquet meanings having insulting connotations, not just friendly ones. And Obsession is, I think, I have not played it, but I've seen people, sharing about it, and I think it's kind of like Downton Abbey themed, or it's about maybe it's about the help. I'm in a big sprawling manor in Victorian times. So, but it doesn't say theme, so it wouldn't be Victorian. It's format. 5 down. And I only have that A as a hint. Format. Format is kind of, for me, making these bingo games, format is sort of an overflow category. Sometimes it's something that could be put in mechanic, but I need 5 different columns for bingo. So like B is, it doesn't matter which one is which, but everything in the B column is mechanic, and then I is theme, and N is format. And they need to just, for them to be sorted into those columns, they need to have equal numbers. So sometimes format might be a little squishy, what I mean by format, but I go for something that creates an overarching feeling of playing the game. Like that's that type of game, like semi-cooperative was, for example, you're going to have that distrustful experience. And so I'm calling it a format, or cooperative would be a format. Cutting Flowers is certainly like, it's not a cooperative game, it's a competitive game. I don't think competitive maybe strategy could be used for format, just to say like this is a thinkier game than STRAT. It's not strategy. Almost like a, I don't know. It's not a super luck based game, so you could say like a party game is also like kind of a format. It's an overall feeling of playing. Or that's how I'm thinking about it. I think I need a hint here. I have play tested Cutting Flowers once, but I have not played Obsession, and so I must have found it on BGG as something that had. I'm being tricky because it does have a bit of a theme in common, a vibe in common, but thematic. Oh, how? Okay, so I would be using thematic format to say like it's kind of a theme forward game, like what you're doing in the game is part of the hook. Or like you couldn't change the theme of Cutting Flowers and have it be like have the same point, I guess. And yeah, I tricked myself with that because I just wanted to be theme and Victorian. Journey to Skyhaven and Let's Go to Japan theme, I would say the title underpins that it's probably travel. That one, 6 down. TRAVEL. I have play tested that one, and it's a very different kind of travel than Let's Go to Japan. Let's Go to Japan is very tourism. Let's try the food. Let's go to the stores. Let's do all this stuff, and you're planning your trip and then executing your trip. It's a card tableau building game. Journey to Skyhaven also, you're building a tableau, but it's more of a nature travel sort of theme. Let's Split Dad's Estate and Bunny Kingdom. I think like Bunny Kingdom is an area control game, so this might be. I haven't. CTROL. There we go. There's the area control. Yeah, and once there's one area, I don't. It seems real like poor puzzle construction to me to have the same answer for more than one clue. I guess that could be a gimmick of a puzzle, maybe, but yeah. So that's the one that was allowed to be area control called out, even though there might be area control in some of these other games too. Witches Woods and King Domino Mechanic. I'm trying to remember. I need to open Witches Woods to place it because I might misspeak. This one's Emily's, yeah. So this is the continuation of. There's another game that has kind of a similar name that I've play tested. Maybe not even at Protospiel Online, so I was nervous. I might be mixing it up. This one is a continuation of the idea for Cross Stitch, which, yeah, did start as a theme first game, and a fun mechanic came out of it that was clanging with the theme. People were getting really attached to making a picture that looked like something because that's what you do with the cross stitch craft. But this is a neat game of pulling, like you take this shape that you can see. This screenshot of the game is good for explaining it. You take that, you look at that shape, and you go out from that edge to draft. That it's got this special like polyomino shaped draft. And then you take them and you can put them anywhere in your witch garden there. So tile laying is probably it. Yeah. Very different kind of. Oops. This is several square tiles for Witches Woods and with King Domino. And you can put them, all like arrange them kind of in clusters as you put them down. Not the same shape that you drafted them, which is neat. King Domino is 1x2 domino of terrain that you must place one at a time. But both of them are placing tile laying or tile placing. I mean, you could call them either, but tile laying is the one that's available to choose in the drop down. Propaganda and route mechanic. Propaganda, I know, is Jamie's continuation of originally called Rainbow Things, and I have not gotten to play it yet, so it's hard for. Is it 9 down? Okay, I've got a lot of hints. Mechanic that starts with N and ends with N. Negotiation. Yeah. Root I've only played once, but yeah, I think that it's not the only thing you do in Root, of course. You don't necessarily have to negotiate to win that game, but it's a useful strategy with a game with each faction having a different sort of way of making points and working in a different way. So you could understanding how the other faction works and understanding their goals and promising not to do something that gets in the way of their goal or something. It might be something you do in Root. Propaganda might be more. It's not there's no map or anything. I believe it's a card game, but maybe let me not lie and look at the listing. A cohort of imps tries to pawn expensive crops onto unsuspecting townsfolk by giving away just enough of them. A multi-victor Yomi game for 3 to 6 mischief makers. Does it say? Yeah, it's a card game. Yeah, so it's probably more. The movement of cards is more specifically based on negotiation and that kind of thing than. More core to it than necessarily it is in Root. Tin Punk Alley and Battlestar Galactica mechanic. Tin Punk Alley is a social deduction game, and so is Battlestar Galactica, so it's very likely the answer. S-O-C... no. And there's maybe a different word for social deduction. Trader. Hidden Trader. H-I-D. Hidden Trader, maybe. Oh. Let me see. I've got to be on the right track here. Yeah, this is they've got some illustrations already and characters already figured out for this game. Hidden roles. Yeah. Oh, no. R-O-L-E. Oops. Oh my goodness, now I'm doing a typo. Fighting me. Don't make a mistake. It makes it so much harder to fill it out. Transit of Venus and cribbage part. Probably board? Or, I think the Transit of Venus might be a cribbage, like use a cribbage board, be a cribbage variant. Yep, cooperative cribbage style card game where astronomers from 4 different centuries, build off of each other's work to observe and catalog rare celestial event. The Transit of Venus. Board. I mean, cribbage board is not going to be something that I offer in the drop down. Pawns or pegs? Pawns. Let me see. I'm already way past my 30-minute time, so I'm getting more willing to take hints quickly, I guess. A score track. Okay. Which is what a cribbage board is, but it's a very specific kind of evokes a it's a very specific kind of score track with the fun pegs and stuff. Eterna, Clash of Elements, and War Chess format. I believe this is a 3. Is this the one from Joachim that's a 3-player only game? Yes, yeah. So strategic war chest is a pretty abstract kind of game. You have different like units that can move different ways. 15 down. Is it strategy? STRATEGY? Probably. Probably so. Last Stand and Gloomhaven format. Gloomhaven is cooperative. It's dungeon crawly. Or exploration based kind of campaign. Is it campaign? That might be right. Let's see if Last Stand is a campaign game. Legacy / campaign. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's got to be it. I have not played this, so let's just read what it is. Yes, you're correct. Hint, hint, hint. Last Stand is a cooperative boss battler in which players will work together to pilot their mechs, fight off the invaders, and try keeping damage to their city at a minimum. Let's close all those. Okay, campaign. 2 more. Toppings and 10 days in Europe format. 18 down. I think that's going to be family. 10 days in Europe is a low rules load kind of game. So toppings also must be. I'm going to open that one too. I think this one is Joseph Frederick, I believe, planning to self-publish this one. Yeah. It's a fun pizza game. Cargo Stack and Terraforming Mars part. Cubes. Oh, wait. S. There we go. Can I click that still? Poor Cargo Stack. It didn't give me much to work with. Must be. Yeah, I think by the time I was adding it to the grid, I probably had used all of these, and there wasn't. This is one of the reasons I needed to offer more variety for people. So it has cubes, just like those shiny ones in Terraform. They're probably not shiny, but Terraforming Mars's cubes are pretty memorable as cubes go. So that's probably why I called that one out. Players play as cargo loaders, trying to show their worth to their supervisors. Stack cubes so that your supervisors can see the most of your cubes at the top of the stack. Very good. Oh, this one's from Derwent. I haven't played this one from Derwent, so good deal. Okay, that's our puzzle. Feel free to share it with friends and such, to get the word out about these different titles that our designers are bringing to playtest. Next week, let me look ahead. It will be that's the last crossword puzzle for January. That was crossword. That was the second one of 2 that I had enough people who had shared that way that I could make 2 puzzles out of them. And the next one is going to be a jigsaw puzzle. That's from anybody who listed on the website at all. It's a word collage of their of all the titles for people who posted on the website. All right, that does it for this week, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.